Hi and Namaste. Today I want to share with you a technique that I've been practicing for many years, but I actually got certified 3 years ago. And it's a technique that I've been using with my students, been using it in classes, in events, in workshops, and also in retreats. I practically use it a lot in many ways. In fact, I use it before I start meditation because it helps me very much to prepare before I want to enter a meditation. And this technique is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. It is a technique that works very well for physical discomforts if you have pain somewhere. It also works very well with emotional distress. It's great for phobias. In fact, was discovered um, because of phobias. And it is also probably a technique that you might have seen called tapping. It's the same thing. And it is through tapping, in which we tap in different points of our body, that is the action that we do as we practice this technique. So we tap in different points, and these points are points in the body that match with the meridians, points of in our body that has energy, that has electricity. And these points, they carry on some information that is not beneficial for us at the moment, so we can release that information and reprogram with new information that is going to be beneficial for us. So the points that we're going to tap today are going to be the karate chop point, which is under your pinky. And you can choose any hand. Whatever is your dominant hand, you're gonna tap with that, and the opposite is gonna be tapped on. So we're gonna tap here with all of our fingers except for the thumb. Just tap, tap, tap here. Then the second point will be the crown of the head. Third point will be in the third eye, or the space between the eyebrows. Fourth point will be outside the eyes or in the temples. Under the eyes. Next point, under the nose, under the mouth. Then we move into the collarbone. This bone we have here, we're gonna tap under the collarbone, okay? And then from here, the last point is a point that is under our armpit. And we're gonna tap in that point, okay? It's gonna be maybe like 6 centimeters under your armpit, or the line of your bra for woman, okay? So at the beginning, we will go to talk about certain unpleasant feelings in our body, and then we will switch them at the end with positive feelings in our body. So go along with me, because at the beginning it might seem that I'm saying negative things, okay? So the first thing is that we can start to close the eyes and begin to breathe and connect to yourself, connect to your inner universe, connect to that world within you. And as you close your eyes, I want you to take a long inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth. We can try it once again. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And as you keep your eyes closed, I want you to think in a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the max. In a scale of 1 to 10, how much anxiety, nervousness, or stress are you feeling right now because of this particular situation? Situation worldwide, situation where you are located. Just think of 1 to 10, how much anxiety you have or you're experiencing right now in your body. Very good. Now, keeping that number in mind, you're gonna begin to open your eyes once again. And then from here, we will begin our tapping. So you already know the points, but don't worry, you don't have to memorize it. You can just watch me and imitate. I'm gonna go through tapping and I'm gonna be saying some sentences or phrases so we can work in call and response. I will say the phrase, you will repeat after me, and that will guide you through it, okay? So the first thing is that we start with the karate chop. So whichever hand you're gonna use as dominant to tap, begin to tap in that outside of your palm under your pinky finger and then start to tap. Very good. Now I want you to connect to these emotions and feelings or mental state in which you feel you are right now, related to that anxiety and nervousness or stress related to the situation worldwide or the situation where you are located right now, and just connect to those feelings. How stressful, how anxious, how it feels in your body. Very good. Okay. You can keep your eyes closed at this point. Continue tapping. And you may start to repeat the next phrases. Even though I feel so much anxiety, I choose to relax now. Even though there is so much anxiety in my body, I choose to relax and feel safe right now. We're gonna move to the crown of the head. So with one hand, moving to the crown of the head, start to tap in the crown of the head. Even though I feel so anxious and I feel this tension in my body, I choose to feel safe. I choose to feel safe. Hand towards the third eye. Things look very uncertain. There is a lot of uncertainty. And it makes me feel very stressed. And it makes me feel very anxious. Bring the hands towards the temples, both hands. Even though I feel very stressed and anxious, and I have no clue what's going to happen, I choose to feel safe. I am willing to feel safe. Hand under the nose. I feel very anxious. I feel very stressed. I don't know what's going to happen. Bring the hand under the mouth. And I'm afraid for the future. I'm afraid for my loved ones. I'm afraid for myself. Bring the hands under the collarbones. And these feelings are creating discomfort in my body and in my mind. I feel stress. I feel anxious. I feel fearful. Bring one hand under the armpit. All this stress and anxiety, all this stress and anxiety in my body and in my mind makes me feel fearful. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm afraid for the future. I'm afraid for my loved ones. I'm afraid for myself. Bring one hand above the crown of the head. Even though I'm afraid for what's happening, and I'm afraid for my loved ones, and I'm afraid for myself, I choose to relax now. I choose to relax. Hand on the third eye. Even though I am anxious and stressed, I choose to let go. I choose to let go of all these feelings. Hands on the temples. Even though I feel stressed and anxious, I choose to accept myself. I choose to accept myself. Hand under the nose. Even though I am stressed and anxious, I completely accept myself. I fully accept myself. Hand under the mouth. Even though I am very uncertain about the future, I completely love myself. I fully love myself. Hands under the collarbones. Even though I am experiencing these fears, this anxiety, I love and accept myself. I completely love and accept myself. Hand under the armpit. Even though I am experiencing all these fears, I fully accept myself. I fully love myself. I am willing to accept and to love myself. I am willing to accept and to love myself. I am willing to feel safe where I am. Release the hands on your lap. Close your eyes. Take a long inhale through your nose and a long exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale all the tension and the stress and the feelings out. And as you keep your eyes closed, I want you to reconnect with that scale from 1 to 10 and ask yourself how much in that scale you still feel anxious and or stressed. Most likely that number has decreased. So what I will invite you to do is to do this video as many times as you need until you can bring that number at least to 5 or 4. If you started at 9 or 8, try it as many times as you need, the same repetition of phrases until you can bring it down into below 5. Thank you, and I hope it helps you. Namaste.